In this video of Module 0, we will explore some elemental rules for working with QGIS, as well as its basic interface. The aim of this lesson is to provide you with the tools and good practices for developing your own workflow, useful when studying the various aspects of cultural heritage. We will work with the project titled lab_03.qgz, stored in C, MOOC MINERVA, Module 0, Lesson 03, Lab 03. If you do not have this folder, you should create it in the C directory of your PC. QGIS and GIS software in general do not fully support non-Latin characters, for example Greek alphabet, resulting in incompatibilities in case the full file name contains non-Latin characters, meaning the path that the dataset or project is stored and the name of the dataset or project itself. Therefore, the full file name should not contain non-Latin characters. Preferably, also avoid spaces, dashes and other special characters, for example, full stops, semicolons, question mark etc., in the full file name of the dataset or the project. This is the reason why a good directory for saving QGIS-related files, meaning datasets and project files, is directly in the C folder of your PC. To this end, you should save the files that you download from the MINERVA Moodle in a folder titled MOOC MINERVA stored in the C folder of your PC, and specifically in the directory, C MOOC MINERVA. To start the exercise, open the project named lab_03.qgz, stored in C, MOOC MINERVA, Module 0, Lesson 03, Lab 03, by just double-clicking it. Another important issue is the language of QGIS interface. When QGIS is installed, it recognizes the operating system language and usually configures its interface in the corresponding local language. However, this course will cover the various QGIS tools and settings as listed in American English, so you must change the language of QGIS interface to American English. To do so, head to Settings, Options, General and navigate to the first section. Then, make sure to tick Override System Locale option, select American English and click OK. You may need to restart QGIS for the change to take effect, meaning to close QGIS and open it again. Now let's find out more about the QGIS interface. The main QGIS graphical user interface consists of 5 components: the menu bar, the toolbars, the panels, the map view, and the status bar. Let's explore these different components of QGIS graphical user interface. The menu bar provides access to QGIS functions using standard hierarchical menus. Most menu options have a corresponding tool and vice versa. Let's explore some of these menus. The project menu provides access and exit points for project files. The most important functionalities that it provides are that you can create a new project, open an existing project and save a project file format. QGIS has various capabilities for editing GIS datasets, and the Edit menu provides most of the native tools needed to edit layer attributes or geometry such as undo and redo your last edit, cut, copy and paste features, tools for adding features, and tools for editing the geometry and the attributes of features. From the View menu you can switch QGIS panels and toolbars on and off. To activate any of them, go to View and select panels or toolbars accordingly from the expanding list. Alternatively, you can right-click in the top of the project in gray area of the menu bar, and it will emerge a window with all available panels and toolbars. Also from the View menu, you can zoom or pan any place and query the displayed features, attributes, or geometry. The Layer menu provides a large set of tools to create new data sources, meaning datasets, and add them to a project as well as copy and paste layers or groups from one project to another as a new instance whose properties can be modified independently. Vector menu contains all processing tools relevant to vector data, while Raster menu contains the processing tools for raster data. By default, QGIS adds processing algorithms to the vector and raster menus, grouped by submenus. This provides shortcuts for many common vector-based and raster-based GIS tasks from different providers. Processing menu contains the various elements relevant to geospatial processing. Some of them are the Processing Toolbox, which is the main element of the processing graphical user interface. the graphical modeler which allows you to create complex models using a simple and easy-to-use interface. The history manager which stores information about any process you have executed. Now let's explore the QGIS panels. Panels are special widgets that you can interact with to perform more complex tasks. Let's check if all needed panels are enabled in our QGIS. Navigate to View Panels and enable the Browser panel and the Layers panel. Now that they are enabled, let's find out more about them. The QGIS Browser panel is a great tool for browsing, searching, inspecting, copying and loading QGIS resources. Only resources that QGIS knows how to handle are shown in the browser. Using the Browser panel you can locate, inspect and add data. The Layers panel, which also functions as the map legend of your project, lists all the layers in the project and helps you manage their visibility. A layer can be selected and dragged up or down in the legend to change the Z-ordering. Z-ordering means that layers listed nearer the top of the legend are drawn over layers listed lower down in the legend. Regarding the QGIS toolbars, they provide access to most of the functions in the menus, plus additional tools for interacting with the map. Navigate to View Toolbars and enable the Manage Layers toolbar, the Map Navigation toolbar, and the Project toolbar. As you can see, I have already enabled mine, so go ahead and enable them as well. Manage Layers toolbar allows you to easily add datasets as layers in your projects. Map Navigation toolbar provides tools for mapping, zooming, and other functionalities relevant to navigating in your map. And Project toolbar includes tools for creating a new project, opening an existing project, saving your current project, etc. Now let's explore the map view. The map view is the business end of QGIS, and maps are displayed in this area. The map displayed in this window will reflect the rendering, meaning the symbology, the labeling, etc. you have applied to the layers you have loaded. The map view can be panned, shifting the display to another region of the map. This is performed using the Pan Map tool from the Map Navigation toolbar, or moving the mouse while the mouse wheel is held down. Try to pan your map with your mouse by holding down the mouse wheel. Notice that when the mouse is used, the distance and direction of the pan action are shown in the status bar at the bottom. Furthermore, your map can be zoomed in and out with the dedicated zoom in and zoom out tools from the Map Navigation toolbar. Zooming is also performed by rolling the wheel forward to zoom in and backwards to zoom out. The zoom is centered on the mouse cursor position. Try to zoom in your map by rolling the wheel forward. Also, it can be zoomed to the full extent of all loaded layers with the corresponding Zoom Full button from the Map Navigation toolbar. Furthermore, it can be zoomed to the extent of the selected layers in the Layers panel with the corresponding Zoom to Layer button from the Map Navigation toolbar. Let's zoom to the full extent of all layers by selecting the corresponding button from the Map Navigation toolbar. Finally, you can navigate back and forward through the canvas view history with the Zoom Last and Zoom Next buttons. Let's try to go back to our last zoom. Now, let's explore the status bar in the bottom of our project. The status bar provides you with general information about the map view and processed or available actions, and offers you tools to manage the map view. On the left side of the status bar, you will find the locator. Locator is a quick search widget that helps you find and run any feature or options in QGIS. The coordinate option shows the current position of the mouse, following it while moving across the map view. Click on the small button at the left of the text box to toggle between the coordinate option and the extents option that displays the coordinates of the current bottom left and top right corners of the map view in map units. Next to the coordinate display you will find the scale display. It shows the scale of the map view. There is a scale selector, which allows you to choose between predefined and custom scales. On the right side of the scale display, press the corresponding button to lock the scale, and use the magnifier to zoom in or out. The magnifier allows you to zoom into a map without altering the map scale, making it easier to tweak the positions of labels and symbols accurately. Check this out by selecting the predefined scale of 1 to 5000, lock it, and then use the magnifier to zoom in and out. After you have finished this task, unlock the scale and return the magnifier value to 100%. To the right of the magnifier tool, you can define a current clockwise rotation for your map view in degrees. On the right side of the status bar, there is a small checkbox which can be used temporarily to prevent layers being rendered to the map view. To the right of the render functions, you find the EPSG code button showing the current project coordinate reference system. Coordinate reference system, or CRS in its abbreviation, is a coordinate-based local, regional or global system used to locate geographical entities. A coordinate reference system defines a specific map projection, as well as transformations between different reference systems. In QGIS, coordinate reference system is usually indicated by the EPSG code. The EPSG codes are 4 or 5-digit numbers indicating the coordinate reference system, derived by the European Petroleum Survey Group. Moving on, you will use the functionalities that you explored in the previous sections of this lesson to explore the layers of your project. First, let's check how you can change the layer visibility via the Layers panel. Select Walls and by holding down the left click of your mouse, drag and drop it on the top of the Layers panel. As you can see now, Walls layer is at the front of all other layers. Explore this new visibility status by panning in the map by holding down the wheel button of your mouse. Alternatively, you can do so by clicking the Pan button from Map Navigation toolbar. Also, zoom in and zoom out with the wheel of your mouse. Furthermore, zoom to full extent by selecting the corresponding option from the Map Navigation toolbar. Check how the scale changes in the status bar in the bottom of your project. Let's now check how the visibility of layers changes if you put the Kopertjoref layer at the top of Layers panel. We remind you that Kopertjoref raster layer is a georeferenced historic map of Athens. As you can see, now that Kopertjoref is at the top of Layers panel, it hides all other layers which are currently to the back of Kopertjoref layer. Now, let's return all layers to the previous state. Meaning, drag ancient remains at the top of the Layers panel, walls as the second layer, and Kopertjoref at the bottom of Layers panel. Finally, one of the most powerful components of GIS is that it combines spatial information with descriptive information. More specifically, that the spatial features contain attributes in the form of a table, linking each feature with its various characteristics. This information is stored in the attribute table. To open the attribute table of a layer, right-click on this layer and select Open Attribute Table. Open the attribute table of the layer Ancient Remains and check its fields, meaning its columns. As you can see, the fields of the layer include the type of the ancient remain in English and in Greek. You can also see the fields of each layer in its properties. By selecting the layer, right-click, selecting Properties in the expanding menu, and navigating to the Fields tab. In the last section of this lesson, we will learn about QGIS plugins. QGIS has been designed with a plugin architecture. This allows many new features and functions to be easily added to the application. Some of the features in QGIS are implemented as plugins. To install a plugin, go to Plugins, Manage and Install Plugins, and then you can just search for the plugin by typing its name in the search field. After you find the plugin from the list, select it and install it from the corresponding button in the bottom left of the wizard. Let's check this out by installing the Quick Map Services plugin. Quick Map Services is a very useful plugin allowing you to easily add base maps. Go to the tab Plugins and select Manage and Install Plugins from the expanding list. In the wizard that it emerges, write Quick Map Services in the search field. Select the Quick Map Services plugin when it appears in the list and install the plugin. As you can see, it is already installed in my QGIS, so go ahead and install it as well. When the installation is finished, you can see that Quick Map Services is now visible under the Web tab in the menu bar. Now, let's check out how Quick Map Services works by adding OpenStreetMap in our project. Go to the Web tab in the menu bar and select OSM standard from the expanding list. See how OpenStreetMap has been added to our project as base map. This was the video of Lesson 03, focusing on familiarizing you with QGIS interface and providing the foundational knowledge needed for using QGIS independently.